Hello and welcome. Now I'd like to talk about why I like dive watches. So my collection consists mostly of dive watches from Seiko, Orient and one Citizen. And I have had some other kinds of watches like the Seiko Flighty, which is a flight watch obviously, and the Seiko SNZG, which is a field watch. But I have realized that I really like dive watches. And there are a couple of reasons for that. And the most important reason actually is the lume. And it's not because, everybody talks about how important good lume is, how the lume should be strong and long lasting, not because of any kind of hype or not because other people say lume is important. I don't care what other people say. I did care in the beginning of my watch collecting journey, but now I don't care. I know what I like, I know what's important to me, and I basically don't care anymore what others say. And I like lume. Lume is the most important for me actually. And of course, dive watches offer the best lume, the most long lasting, the strongest lume, the brightest lume, whatever, the best lume. And among dive watches, really, Seiko and Orient are really the best. Okay, also Citizen, but I have had a few, or let me say, I have handled a Citizen Eco Drive dive watch, which had an excellent lume. It was the BN0150, but I don't have it. I returned it. I have this one here, the Citizen NY0040, which is a beautiful watch, but the lume is weak. It's not long lasting, it's not very bright. I mean, it's very bright in the beginning if you charge it up, but it's not long lasting. So yeah, Citizen, at least this one here, isn't good in the lume department, but the best is really Seiko and Orient. And why do I like lume? Okay, why? Because I like to have, or I want to have an analog watch. So not a digital watch, okay, an analog watch, because I just like how these analog watches look. They are just so beautiful. So I want to have an analog watch, and I want to be able to read the time always, in every situation. In low light situation, in pitch darkness, during the night, just always. And I don't want to have to, on these G-Shocks, okay, these are digital, but you can press a button to, to turn on the backlight, or you can, this one has auto backlight, so you have to move it in a specific angle and then it turns on the backlight. Yeah, it doesn't do it now, maybe because the sun is shining through the window and it's bright enough. Okay, whatever. But my problem with these kinds of stuff, you either have to press a button or you have to tilt the watch in a specific angle and then you have backlight. But I don't want to have, deal with this. And that's why I like real good dive watches with real good lume, that whenever there is a low light situation or there is darkness, the lume just glows and I can just read the time. Obviously not down to the minute, but I can tell in darkness, I can tell that the time is now between 10 and 15, and that's what I want to know in darkness or low light. And that's why I like lume. I like strong, long lasting lume. And I also wear a watch overnight. Mostly I wear the Seiko SKX or the Orient Triton or the Seiko SNE 499, or maybe this one here. But I really like that when I wear a watch like this, even at night when I wake up and it's pitch dark, I can just look at the watch and see how what's the time. I don't have to press any buttons, whatever. I just look at the watch and see the time. So that's why I really like long-lasting bright lume. So yeah, all these dive watches have a 200 meters water resistance, which I don't care about. I'm not a diver. I don't really swim much, so water resistance is just something that comes with divers. I don't care about water resistance. Of course, it's a nice thing, it's great, it's cool, but I am after the lume and the dive bezel. Because, you know, with the dive bezel you can time things, and sometimes I do use this to time things. For example, when I buy a frozen pizza, you know, and I want to bake it, and let's say it has to be baked for 10 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever. Okay, I just set it here, and I know whenever the minute hand is around here, so, you know, 15 minutes, then my pizza should be ready. Or let's say already 10 minutes passed, I know, okay, I have about 5 minutes left. So yeah, that's why it's very useful. And you can time other things, whatever, you know, if you just want to measure the elapsed time up to 1 hour, you can do that. So dive watches are really practically useful to me. And the most useful things are lume and the dive bezel to time things. And that's why I just like dive watches so much. Now, of course, there are automatic and there are quartz watches, and I really prefer quartz over automatic. Because, a good example here, I've been wearing the Orient Triton, so it's running, it's showing the correct time and date, but I haven't been wearing the SKX lately, and yeah, it stopped. There is no hand winding, so I would have to shake it a bit and set up time, day and date, and then I can wear it. So, but it's a, you know, it's a couple of minutes, but yeah, I don't really want to deal with this. That's why I like quartz. Yeah, it's always ready for you to pick it up and go. It's always showing the correct time, the correct date. Yeah, of course, sometimes you have to adjust the date, but yeah, whatever. What I really like on these Seiko 5s and some other automatic watches is the day and date complication. Usually, you know, I don't forget the day, I know the day, but it's just nice to have the day, it just looks cool. But the date is also very, very useful, so yeah. Yeah, but that's the reason I like dive watches, you know, not because they are like, ooh, cool, and they are useful. I mean, they are really actually practically useful in everyday life. And the nice thing about Orient and Seiko is that the lume they have is like really long lasting. So I can go to bed wearing any of these watches here, and also the Kamasu. And I know that I can read the time through the entire night, even at 5 in the morning. So the lume on Seiko and Orient really lasts for very, very long and really bright enough for a very long time to be useful, even during the entire night. So that's just awesome. As I have said, the exception is this one, the Citizen and the Y0040. The lume is weak on this. Otherwise this watch is so beautiful. If it wasn't so beautiful, I would have already sold it, but I just cannot sell it. I don't like the lume being weak. I don't like the lume being weak, but it's so small and beautiful. I just cannot get rid of it. At least for now, yeah. But these really, and in my entire collection, the best lume, so the Orient Triton, the Seiko SKX, and obviously the other Seiko divers, they have the best lume, really. But among all my watches, I think the brightest and strongest lume is that of the Orient Triton. And I think just because of the amount of lume applied, I think it might be bigger or thicker than even on the SKX or on this one. Yeah, but actually the best lume, the really best lume in the universe goes to the Seiko Marine Master Tuna. It's amazing, the lume of this amazing. And yeah, I have have had the, oh, how should I put it? Yeah, I have had the Seiko Marine Master Tuna, the new one, the SBBN 045 with the sapphire crystal. But when I got it, I noticed that it had some cracking noise inside, and the crown was very much off center, so I just sent it back. But I tried the lume, and I did try the lume on the Seiko Tuna, on the Marine Master Tuna, and it's amazing. It not only glows, it radiates. It's just so strong. It's really the best lume is that of the Marine Master Tuna. So this is the solar tuna. It has a very, very nice long-lasting lume. It's of course the Seiko lume, but the Marine Master Tuna has like the brightest lume I have ever seen in my entire life. Yeah, but I think that's enough ranting about lume and watches, whatever, for today. So yeah, actually my favorite watches in my entire collection are these three. These three, really. If I had to have a 3-watch collection, I think these three would be my watches. Yeah, at least for now. Okay, thanks for watching. Goodbye.